I just checked my screen time, 4 hours, 26 minutes. That is appalling. That is all sorts of terrible. So I've seen this idea on BookTube before, swapping my phone screen time for reading. And that is exactly what we are going to do today with The Secret History and whatever other book I feel in the mood to read. I probably, even though the goal is to do it all in one sitting, I probably won't, just because I have a game downloading on my PS5 right now and I want to play it. Ghost of Yote, if you were wondering. So I want to be available for that, and also, yeah, just like other things. I might get interrupted. I have some other things on my to-do list to do. Like, I do want to finish my puzzle. It's coming, I understand. And then I have another puzzle after. It's called In the Bookstore. Very, very cutesy, very appropriate for this booktube channel. Yeah, and I wanted to journal a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put a timer for 4 hours and 26. I'm gonna go ahead and put a Google timer for 4 hours and 26 minutes, just so, and how should I put it so that y'all see? There's a glare right there. That is annoying. Okay, I guess I can balance it there while we do our thing. Can I do full screen? Okay, that actually looks good. I might switch reading positions if I don't feel comfortable in my purple chair. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see how much I can read right now. I am on page 118 of The Secret History. Getting very, very interesting so far. This pen, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. This pen is my pride and joy. I've had it since I worked my front desk job. It has stayed with me ever since then. I protect this pen with my life. I love this pen so much, so I use it for pretty much everything.
This is a pen. This is a pen.
Also, before I forget, I don't think I've ever told you guys, but I have an eBay and Etsy shop. I'm still trying to get them going, trying to make some sales, but I do have a few things which I'll link. I'll put photos of here that I'm trying to sell and get rid of. Sometime today, I'm also going to list these Colleen Hoover books that I have. I don't really read her, so I want to get rid of those and sell those. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to link both my eBay and my Etsy in the description box below. So if you want to check that out and just see what I have there. It's again, like, it's very, very, the very beginnings of my small business, if you will. So it's just gonna have to look like that for a bit. Ooh, got a text message. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the clock. And let's see how far we can get through The Secret History. Like my Texans Chucky shirt. We're playing the Colts tomorrow, so CJ Stroud is coming back, so I'm very excited. If you don't know this about me, I'm a very big football fan, so that's literally a part of my personality. This book is so interesting. Our main character, Richard Papin, whatever, he is home for the not the holidays, but he's like home because during the months of December and January, the school, Hampton College is closed, like, to everybody, because it's just so cold. Like, they can't waste money, like, keeping the heaters on all the time, so they just close the school and people just go on their winter vacations, whatever. Richard doesn't really like his family. He doesn't have any friends there, like, to stay with, even though his friends that he made in the class, in the Greek class, they have this huge house that he just doesn't stay at for whatever reason. Anyways, so he is just like living his life miserably because it's Vermont. It's the freezing cold, and he's just like, he's not having a good time right now. I just want to read y'all this quote that just sums up Richard Papin's mental state right now. It's very, very just alarming. He says, "All my moments, which were not consumed with efforts to escape the cold, were absorbed with morbid, Poe-like fancies. One night in a dream, I saw my own corpse, hair stiff with ice and eyes wide open." So he's just letting these intrusive thoughts like in. He's letting them in, and he's just so down and so low that he's thinking about his death. And it's just terrible. Richard is pissing me off. He's saying, "I was terrified of freezing to death, but there was absolutely nowhere I could go." Your friend literally has a mansion not 20 minutes away from Hampton College, and you're saying, "There's absolutely nowhere for me to go. I'm just gonna suffer in silence." Don't play with me right now. I just read the sentence, "But when my father picked up the telephone on the 6th or 7th ring," this is literally so hard to read. It's like, I don't want to say boring, but it's just him like being miserable of the cold and just like falling deeper and deeper into losing consciousness, I guess you could say. Like he's just he's not all there, and he's just suffering because it is too dang cold, and just reading this is making me cold, and I should probably turn my fan off. But these chapters are very, very long. I want to say they're like 20 to 30 pages long. Turning point time. And this kid doesn't have a car. I can't even imagine. Something that I'm also noticing with this book is by reading a book, I can like kind of tell what time period it's set in, and the way they talk, and just the general vibes of where they go to school, and like the events that they talk about, I guess. This obviously does not feel like it's set in today's time, like the 2020s. Does not feel. I honestly think this is set in like the 90s, even the 80s maybe. It's either set in the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting. I'm gonna Google it later and I'll put it on the screen. But yeah. I know you're tired. Okay, we are at 4 hours and 1 minute, basically 4 hours. This is actually like really refreshing. I should do this more often. Oh my gosh. I thought he's like, "I honestly do not know how much longer I would have been able to keep this up had not a very surprising thing happened. You would think it would be a good thing, right? But I'm reading, and he just like hits his head on, he's at a payphone trying to call someone. He hit his head, and he lost the last quarter he had." Oh, Richard. Okay, it turned out good. Henry is here. Henry is one of Richard's friends in the Greek class. Is he gonna rescue him? Please, 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 please. I am so happy for Richard. He's finally being taken care of. Henry brought him soda. He said, Henry stayed with me almost the whole time, bringing me sodas when I asked for them, and a razor and a toothbrush, and a pair of his own pajamas, silky Egyptian cotton, cream-colored and heavenly soft, with HMW, M for Marchbanks, embroidered in tiny scarlet letters on the pocket. So he's bringing him like toiletries and everything. We all need a Henry in our lives. Time update, we are at 3 hours and 49 minutes. This is actually going really well. I'm honestly reading a lot more than if I didn't have a timer, because I feel like I'm making myself sit down, get off my phone, get off TikTok, and read. Because when you actually make the time to read and you put time into it, that's how you finish books and that's how you get through books. So I'm really, really glad I'm doing this, especially after Thanksgiving. I've been on my phone for like 72 hours. This is good. This is good for me. I'm healing my eyes right now. Richard had pneumonia because of being in the cold. A lot of big words in here that I don't know. It's crazy. I have to read y'all this line. The emergency room doctor tells Richard that Henry saved his life by bringing him here because he would have died, right? And to the hospital. Richard tells Henry what the doctor told him, and Henry, like, he just gets embarrassed for whatever reason and, like, said this, like, curt remark, and then they never talked about it again. But Richard says, "I think you did save me, though, and someplace, if there is a place where lists are kept and credit given, I'm sure there's a gold star by his name. But I'm getting sentimental. Sometimes when I think about these things, I do." Oh. All he was trying to say was, "Thank you for saving my life, bro." So Richard is going to stay with Henry because Richard was going to go back to the Catamount Motel, which is where he was staying, which is where he feared for his life there, but it was a place with a bed and like a place to stay. And Henry's like, "No, you're gonna stay with me." So that's good. It is so dark outside, so annoying. 3 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know how I feel about reading in this light though. I guess it's okay. Video vibe changed. Oh my gosh. I had been told by the twins that Henry disliked electric lights, and here and there I saw kerosene lamps in the windowsills. It's giving Charles McGill. Why would you put a padlock on your closet? That's very weird. We're at a new angle now. The chair got kind of uncomfortable, so this is our updated time. 3.5 hours, so I'm gonna read for about a little bit more. I'm probably going to finish this chapter. I honestly haven't even read, I've read 10 pages. It's because look how small the text is. Donna, Miss Donna Tartt. Like, the text is so small, so a page takes me like a long time to read, but we're gonna keep going. Much of the time he was gone when I got home from work. He never told me where he went and I never asked. So Bunny is broke. Bunny's another character in here, if I haven't mentioned. Bunny is low-key an asshole. Like, why are you... So, like, Bunny and Henry went on a trip to Italy that Henry returned 2 weeks early from, and that's when he found Richard almost dying and saved him and all that mess. And then Bunny is still in Italy, supposedly. He's, like, offending a bunch of people there, and he ordered the most expensive thing on the menu every time they went to a restaurant, because Bunny is, like, low-key, like, broke. He's poor. So Henry is, like, basically supporting him at this point. So 3 hours and 23 minutes. I'm trying to make a thumbnail. I'm probably gonna take a little break. If I don't finish filming today, I'll definitely finish tomorrow. I just want to see if Ghost of Yote is ready to play because I'm like itching to play. So I'm gonna stop it right here and I will see you guys when I film next. I'm back. It's the next day and we are at the 3 hour and 19 minute mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it back on its pedestal where it was. Can y'all see that? Wait, let me full screen it real quick. Y'all can see that, right? Okay, perfect. Let me get my pen out of the way. Very awkward position for the computer to be in, but I'm not complaining. We're gonna knock out some more reading time today. I haven't had time to read today because I had a meeting and then had to do some other stuff, but we're here and we're ready to read. Bunny is like high-key annoying. Does anyone else hate Bunny? I'm testing out different light features on my little camera light I bought on TikTok shop, and I think I like this one the best because it's like a mix of light and warm. Anyways, I honestly think there's something going on with the group, the Greek students, minus Richard. I think there's something going on and they're not telling him. Kind of scared to figure out what it is. I don't really like it. I am scared. I'm very scared. So we are just shy of 3 hours flat. We have 3 hours and 7 minutes. I'm getting kind of tired, so I might take a nap here pretty soon, but I still want to get some more reading done. Henry just told Richard, "Will you call Bunny and ask him if he'd like to come over for a few minutes?" And Richard said, "Yes, fine, I'll call him." And Henry's like, "If you want to take some of your things back to school this afternoon, you're more than welcome to borrow the car." They're going to talk about something secret without Richard there. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. Chapter 4. We are on chapter 4 of The Secret History. Feels like I've been reading this book for ages, but again, it's only because the text is so small. I'm gonna take another little break and take a nap and work on some other stuff, but I have made some more progress. This video doesn't have to be filmed in one whole sitting, absolutely not. So 2 hours, 48 minutes left to go. I'm on page 142, and there's some questionable stuff going on between Henry and Bunny, which it goes into detail and very shocking to say the least. So let's reconvene at a later time. I just got out of work, so I'm going to listen to an audiobook with my timer on, and I will give y'all an updated time once I get home and get settled and film again. Y'all, I just did the most cliche, cringe YouTube thing. I just said a whole spiel about how I was starting to read again here in this clip, and I didn't hit record. So that's great. Anyways, what I was saying